power of compound interest. Welcome to Financial Life Network. Compound interest is a type of interest that applies not only to the original amount of an investment or loan when it is first established, but also to the interest that has been accrued over the course of prior periods. Or, to put it another way, compound interest is when you earn interest on your interest or owe interest on your interest. The power of compounding allows an amount of money to increase at a higher rate than it would if simple interest were computed solely on the principal. The mechanism behind compound interest: multiplying the initial principal amount by 1 and adding the annual interest rate that is raised to the number of compound periods minus 1 is the formula for calculating compound interest. After then, the total initial principal or amount of the loan is deducted from the value that was obtained, using compound interest to your advantage. As a result of the fact that compound interest takes into account interest that has been accumulated in earlier time periods, its growth rate is increasingly rapid. The interest amount is not the same as it would be if the loan were to be paid with simple interest, despite the fact that the total amount of interest that is payable over the course of the loan's 3 years is $1,576.25. Over a period of time, compound interest has the potential to considerably increase the returns on investments. There is a difference between compound interest, which is interest on interest, and cumulative interest, which is the sum of all interest payments. A period of interest that is compounding. What are known as compounding periods are the intervals of time that occur between the addition of interest to the account. It is possible to compound interest on a yearly, semi-annually, quarterly, monthly, daily, or continuous basis, as well as on any other kind of basis. Daily interest may be accrued on an account, but they are only credited on a monthly basis. It is not until the interest is credited or added to the sum that is already present that the interest initiates the process of earning additional interest. Compounding frequency schedules that are standard are typically applied to financial instruments, including these. One of the most typical compounding schedules for savings accounts at banks is daily. Money market accounts and savings accounts are also included in this category. CDI stands for Certificate of Deposit. In most cases, the frequency plans for compounding CDs are either daily or monthly. When it comes to Series I bonds, the interest is compounded every 6 months or every semi-annually. With many types of loans, the interest is often compounded on a monthly basis. Compounding interest, on the other hand, may be referred to by a different name, such as interest capitalization for student loans. Cart interest is frequently compounded on a daily basis, which can quickly build up to a significant amount. The frequency of the compounding period. It is to the advantage of the investor or creditor to consider compounding interest on a more frequent basis. The situation is exactly the opposite for a borrower. When it comes to compound interest, the general rule is that the amount of compound interest increase in proportion to the number of compounding periods. Compound interest begins saving money at an early age. Young people frequently fail to put money aside for their retirement. If they have more time to save, they can have other expenses that they consider to be more urgent. However, the earlier you begin saving, the more the power of compound interest can work in your advantage, even with very little amounts of money. In the long run, saving even a modest sum can yield enormous returns, which are significantly greater than accumulating a larger amount later in life. Here is an illustration of one of its effects. At the age of 20, let's say you begin putting away $100 every month. Over the course of 40 years, you will earn an average of 4% per year, compounded monthly. By the time you are 65 years old, you have earned $151,550. To put it simply, your initial investment was only $54,100. Your twin does not start investing till they are 50 years old. They make an initial investment of $5,000, and then they invest $500 each month for the next 15 years, earning an average compounded monthly return of 4%. Only $132,147 has been earned by your twin by the time they reach the age of 65, with a principal investment of $95,000. Your twin will have less money when you reach the 45-year point in your savings, despite the fact that they would have invested around twice as much as you did in the beginning. Your twin would have saved for 15 years. Both starting an individual retirement account, IRA, and taking advantage of a retirement account that is sponsored by an employer, such as a 401k or 403 plan, are examples of situations that are consistent with this line of reasoning. To take advantage of the full potential of compounding, you need to get a head start and maintain a consistent payment schedule. Interest that is compounded on investments. An investor who chooses to participate in the dividend reinvestment plan, DRIP, offered by a brokerage account is, in essence, putting the power of compounding to work for them in their assets. In addition, investors who purchase zero-coupon bonds are eligible to receive compounding income on their investments. Investors get interest payments on a quarterly basis from traditional bond issues, which are determined by the terms of the bond issue when it was first issued. Due to the fact that these payments are made in the form of checks, the interest does not accumulate any further. No interest checks are issued to investors who have purchased zero-coupon bonds. Rather than that, this kind of bond is acquired at a discount to its initial value, and it increases in value over the course of time. The power of compounding is utilized by issuers of zero-coupon bonds in order to accomplish the goal of increasing the value of the bond until it reaches its full price at maturity. For more interesting topics, make sure you subscribe our YouTube channel and give your feedback right now. Thanks for watching.